Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Joy. I go by they, them pronouns, and this is my YouTube channel where I talk about whatever I want to talk about and share more of my life with y'all. And if you've already seen the title of today's video, then you already know what the fuck we're talking about. We're talking about why I'm on my bald-headed hoe shit. Okay? Talking about why I decided to cut my hair off. Thank you to my sister Gloria's for suggesting that I do this video. I honestly, it's funny because my hair is just, or lack thereof, is just such a part of who I am now that I don't really think about it too much. But I guess it would be interesting to go into why I decided to cut it off in the first place. So let's go do that. Let's go talk about it. Okay, I'm actually like, I feel like I want to scroll through my phone really quick to see how long ago it was, because I want to say it's been like 5-ish years, but let's scroll back because I have the photo of the day that I decided to cut my hair. Okay, wow, we just reached 2020. Okay, we are scrolling. Ooh. Da, na, 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 na. Okay, alright. I have hair here. Maybe I'll show you guys pictures of me with hair so you can see what the comparison is. Do I look that different? I don't know. I'm so used to my face now. Jesus. Okay, here's the day. Oh wow, it's even longer than I thought. So I cut my hair officially on July 23rd, 2017. Oh my god, this is my 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 5-year anniversary of me cutting my hair and never going back. Yeah, so I cut my hair in 2017, like I just said. I'll put it up on the screen, but there's like a photo of me 2 days later, because the photo I took on that day, oh wait, no, I have another one of, oh no, it was the 22nd, I guess. Yep, the 22nd. I literally have a photo of like my hair on, like at the barbershop, like it's just, my hair just, you know, off. But I'll leave some space here for like a little slideshow of photos when I edit this. But yeah, so I cut my hair 5 years ago now. I remember I was just walking and I had pigtails in at the time, and something just came over me and was like, just go cut your hair. So I just went to the nearest barbershop to where I was walking, and I went in and I was like, okay, cut my hair. Like, just cut it all off. And that was how I made the decision. I think I like thought about it for a little bit, and I had, you know, gone over whether or not I wanted to do it or whatever, but it wasn't a like fully planned out thing. I just was walking down the street, found a barbershop, said, okay, cut my hair. And I remember thinking, like, being in the chair and thinking, oh my god, because they cut off one side of the ponytail, and then I was like, oh my god, I can't go back from this. What if I have a disgusting head? Like, what if I have a really bumpy head? But then I was like, it's too late now. But I remember just being so happy about cutting it all off and just the way that I looked, and it was just so much freedom in that, and I just remember really embracing it and never wanting to go back. I think, you know, I personally feel like I look better with my haircut than I do with hair, and I don't know if that's just a thing of it's been so long and I don't really remember myself without it, or if it's genuinely true. You be the judge, you tell me. But I mean, the real reason that I did cut my hair is, I feel like it's a very nuanced thing. If you are anybody who knows anything about what it's like to live in Black culture, to just be a Black person in Earth, especially as someone who at that point I was still, you know, a woman, or like considered a woman, and even to this day, like I get perceived as a woman. So Black women and hair is just like a very interesting, strenuous at times relationship. I just remember I spent so much time doing my hair, like so much time, because it's like, you know, the washing, the detangling, the trying to find the style, the, you know, having to go to a braider and like taking your whole day off to go do that. And, you know, if you want to get like something installed, like having to go to a hair, like it was never an affair that felt like it took an adequate amount of time for me. It was never like, oh, I spent 30 minutes on my hair, cool. No, it was always like, it's been 2-3 hours, or if I'm getting my hair braided, it's been way more than that. And I just remember being like, I'm so tired, and I never truly liked the end result anyway. I never looked at my hair, especially if it was like just like me doing it. I never looked at my hair and I was like, oh my god, this looks so good, I love how it turned out. It was just way more bad hair days than good. And I could never really find a hairstyle that felt like me. You know, for even like growing up, you know, I had relaxers, you know, like the little box relaxers, did those. Like I loved having the little beads in my hair when I got it braided. But I just never really felt at like you know, when you have a style, like something that's just like, oh, this is me. I never felt like that with any of my hairstyles. I could not put my hair in an afro for the life of me, because my hair was just thick, and it was just that was a lot. You know, it just took a lot of energy. I never got good at doing my own hair to the level that I would have wanted to, so I had to go to a hairstylist, I had to go to a braider. Like the one time that I think it was in high school, I got my hair cut and colored, and it was like super cute. I was like, oh my god, look at me. But that shit did not last outside of the hair salon. Like my hair never looked like that for long after I left the hair salon, and it always just kind of made me feel like, well, if I like something but it's just taking this much energy and it just doesn't look this good, like why do I have to keep having it? And so over time I just was like, maybe I don't. Maybe I don't. And so yeah, I cut it. I think a lot of people just assume that when you cut your hair, it's like, especially as a woman, like when you cut your hair, it's something that's supposed to be like this whole dramatic thing, and you clearly were going through it. You know, people are always like, oh god, you know, like a breakup, like whatever, and I'm like, no, this is just how I like it. And it was okay, it wasn't like a dramatic thing for me, but it was dramatic in terms of the way that I felt afterwards. I felt so free. I felt like I was, you know, just no longer needed to do anything to make my hair look good. I didn't have to try super hard in that way. I didn't have to spend exorbitant amount of times doing my hair. It was just a sense of freedom, my guy. Like I cannot even explain to you the sense of freedom that I felt from being like, oh yeah, no, my hair is just done. And during COVID is actually when I started just cutting my own hair, because I was like, I don't do any designs. I don't need it to look, I don't get a lineup, none of that. I've tried it once. It was a horrible decision. Never again. So I started cutting my own hair like a year or so into COVID. Like not even a year. It was like a few months, because I let it get crazy. I let it get crazy, I'm not gonna lie. And it looked insane. And in that moment, actually, I was contemplating, do I want to grow it back? Because it was the first time that I had let it grow to that length in such a long time. And I was just like, ooh, no, this is not for me. This is not for me. The regrowth process was rough, okay? Rough. So I just do my own hair now, literally like once or twice a week, depending on how feisty I'm feeling. And I just and that's how I do my hair. And the fact that I can just do my hair and hop in the shower and then be done with it and not have to worry about it is just, I love it. Now as I'm, you know, where I am at now, I feel like it is a better expression of my gender identity. I don't think I've talked about this too much, but I am agender, which means that I just don't have a gender, you know, like at all. And it can be hard sometimes to live out in the real world and have to just be perceived as so feminine, and this is a one little tiny way that I can take that back, because I one, like, I know that I don't owe anyone androgyny, and I don't owe anyone like to, you know, appear a certain way, but two, I just love the rest of like the way that I look. So I have no interest in, you know, getting any type of surgery, like any of that. I really just want to be accepted as agender in the body that I'm in, because I feel like my body just has no correlation to my gender. And doing my hair like this, you know, cutting it is just like the one little thing where I'm like, this one's mine. This is the one thing that I'm choosing to alter about myself, even though it's hair, it grows back. But it's really been instrumental in helping me to get where I want to be in the way that I feel about my gender, just because I don't have that added like extra femininity. And I don't know if that's making sense to you, but that's how it just, to me, in the way that I move through the world, the way that I see the world, the way I see myself, I feel like if I was to go back to being like, okay, I'm going to grow my hair back out and I'm going to, you know, have to always do X, Y, and Z, you know, this, that, the third, it just would not feel true to my expression of myself. And so that honestly is, I clearly was light years ahead, because this was way before I even realized what my gender identity is. And so being here now and being like, yes, like I'm so glad I was able to get confident in the fact of having short hair, because people can be really rude about it. Like, surprisingly, you know, something that has nothing to do with them, they can be really rude about it. At my job now, as in the year of our Lord 2022, I had a man who came in to buy things, and I was minding my own business. He was talking to another coworker. I wasn't even in the conversation, and he said something as I was putting stuff away near him of like, people who cut their hair have no creativity and like are just basically just like shitting on people who cut their hair. And I think he was expecting me to have a reaction, because I was just kind of like, you know, like just kept doing my job and moved on. But this is the stuff that people will say to you. This is how people will talk to you. I mean, even before, when I was living in New York, and this was before I figured out my gender identity, I remember I was sitting outside of a bar, my friends were inside, and I was just sitting outside smoking, minding my business. Again, all this shit happens when I be minding my fucking business. I was minding my business, and a random man came up to me and just tried to talk to me, and I was, you know, how are you, whatever, but I clearly was not paying attention. My phone was out, I'm busy, and he started the conversation normally, and then I think like 2 or 3 sentences in, asked me, are you a natural born female? I have no words. I have no words now. I had no words then. And I was like, sir, I don't know you. I don't know why you care what's happening between my legs, because, you know, it just has nothing to do with you, because you're never gonna see that anyway. And he basically just like mentioned that my haircut made it so that he couldn't tell which way I leaned. And I remember at the time, like, I wasn't offended by the nature of the question, like wanting to know, like, you know, how I identify, but it was just like the way the question was presented. I was just like, you're really asking people you don't know on the street if they are naturally born female or not. Just flabbergasted. But this is just some of the stuff that has happened to me personally since I've got my hair cut like this. People can be very bewildered. People don't really understand, you know, and it's really unfortunate. But on the flip side, I've also gotten some of the best compliments ever from people who tell me that, you know, like I'm super confident to have this haircut and blah blah blah, which that one can be a little iffy, but people who tell me that, you know, that they love the way that it looks on me, this, that, the third, and that I really appreciate. But all in all, like, as a whole, I don't think I will ever go back to having hair. I don't think I have the mental or emotional capacity to do that again. I just have such an interesting relationship with hair, like my hair specifically. But I just remember, like, even one time when I was younger, I can still hear this in my brain, and I was getting on the bus and someone said something to the effect of, like, I bet when you comb your hair it sounds like when I bite into an apple. And it's just, you know, things like that where I'm just like, I'm glad now that I can be like more confident about if I do decide in some alternate universe to grow my hair back. Like, comments like that will not mean as much to me. But it's just, you know, there was a little bit of tension with me and my hair growing up. And you know, I think it's just interesting because I didn't cut my hair off because I didn't love my hair. I think it just wasn't the look for me. You know, people prefer different looks, people prefer different styles, and this is just the one that worked out the best for me. I've tried like everything under the sun, you know, like almost everything that you could possibly do with 4C black hair. I have tried it, and this is the one that stuck and the one that just makes me ultimately the happiest. All right, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Really appreciate it. There's gonna be another video next week, clearly, okay, clearly. But before we get into that week, make sure you subscribe so you know when the next video is coming. This outro is, there's a lot happening here, okay? There's a lot of energy. But make sure you subscribe. Make sure you're following me on all my other social media, because I'm really funny, like, on other places, and really insightful, and just the person that you want to be around. It's me. If you made it to this far in the video, you're literally the best person ever. Thank you so much for supporting me to the end of the video, because you know how YouTube does that. And I love you so much, and I will see you on the next video.